How would you want to be approached by someone who is interested in you? You don't date where you work. Directly. Unambiguously. In a way that doesn't put pressure on me to respond in a certain way. And in a way that reassures you won't take rejection badly. Bluntly. I turned down 3 women who approached me at work because of principle. I don't mix business with pleasure. Every one of them turned the matter into a big issue involving upper management. Now, I almost exclusively work remotely and limit my interactions with women at work. The direct approach would work best for me. Come up, make friendly conversation. And if you want to go out, ask. That's just me though. The short version, make it clear you find him attractive and ask him out. The absolute worst case is that he remembers it as a great ego boost for years but says no. Best case, he gets to one day talk about that awesome woman who asked him out and swept him off of his feet. For those of you pushing the don't date coworkers mantra, that's exactly where I met my wife of nearly 30 years. At work. If you are both grown-ups, there is no reason not to pursue it. State your romantic interest or intent first, then ask me out. Order is important because otherwise it might seem like you're just asking me to hang out as friends. Strike up some friendly conversations at work and get rid of that first conversation awkwardness and be a little flirty if you want to. Then, when it feels less awkward, ask him out to coffee or lunch and go from there. There's no reason you can't try to become friends and see if dating takes off. No coworkers. Because I don't, where I eat. But if it's someone in another part of my life, then I just ask that you talk to me, and when we are familiar enough you tell me how you feel or what you want. Simple. No games. No chasing and quat. Nothing like that. What movie was so bad? You didn't even finish it? Elektra. The makers knew they had a stinker because it was edited down to 60 minutes and made no sense. It was Jennifer Garner essentially playing the same character she played in Alias but with magic or something. Walked out of the cinema. The last movie I can remember was that Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield where the electric guy said it's my birthday. Let's light up this cake or something. I'm all for corny lines and love bad movies, but when the budget is $800 million and there's like 7 minutes of angsty skateboarding while a Coldplay song drones on and on, I lose interest. Sibling rivalry. With Kirstie Alley. Ejected the videotape halfway through. Clearly this was a long time ago. I mean, I sat through the entirety of Ottor the Fighting Eagle in the theater back in 1982. So that's saying something that I couldn't finish this particular piece of utter dreck. It wasn't a movie but a TV show. The show is called Made. It's on Netflix. I had to force myself through most of the episodes, but I finally just had to stop because the main character was just a total moron. The show is about a girl going through tough times, but majority of her problems could have been avoided if she had just a shred of common sense. Alita, Battle Angel, #X200B. I know others who loved it but my friend and I just couldn't get into it. We found the pacing terrible. The acting seemed wooden and even cringy at times, and the plot went all over the place. We walked out about halfway through and we just went to grab a coffee instead. I'm sorry to everyone that enjoyed it. But Napoleon Dynamite movie came out when I was 14 and I hated it. I left the theater and never went back. I've seen clips and stuff since. But I credit that movie for my dislike of cringe-styled comedy. Where do you draw the line of your so/partner being too demanding? How do you define too demanding? This just means you didn't set proper boundaries in the beginning. This one is way too open-ended. Like her asking for me to wear a different cologne or her getting to pick bulk or cut. Sure, why would I care? She's the only sexual attention I care about. Criticizing how I spend my money on my hobbies. Or entering financial commitments without consulting me? Absolutely not. I wouldn't want to be with someone that demands anything, so probably right there. I do anything my wife asks me to, but as soon as a request turns into a demand, that's a no for me. But luckily the isn't like that. Demands equals control. If they expect me to change the focus of my life to them and the relationship or give up my autonomy or boundaries for their sake. Full enmeshment. Codependent. Needy stuff. I'm a whole human being. And was before we met. If you think you're going to walk into my life and change/run everything. Or have me change it to accommodate or include you in every facet. You're mistaken. I'm fine single. Any relationship I choose to participate in will benefit me. Add to my life. And broaden my horizons. Not become the prime factor in my life to the exclusion of other people or activities. If you're just here to take a hike. Do men really assume that other men are checking out/flirting with their spouse/partner/GF? When you are with the right person, there's a level of comfort that makes those questions disappear. I'm sure people do flirt with my wife. But I simply don't care because I know she'll reject them. When checking out turns into greater than do men really assume that other men are checking out/flirting with their spouse/partner/GF? People have asked for her number in front of me. Greater than what are some not so obvious signs when they happen to be right? Men don't really do subtlety and she's rather conscious of the attention she gets. Feel free to say he's just a friend anytime we mention something to spike the blood pressure about 20 points though. Spoiler alert, he wasn't. Not a bad ending though, don't worry. Just an opportunity to say told you so. Well, most men kinda respect it when you are with your lady. They won't make moves when you are there unless they are very stupid. That's the fear of things going physical. It's something I see most women lack, so they are much more daring. Now when I'm not around, I'm sure folk make moves on my girl. She is a very attractive woman. I also trust her completely, so it also doesn't bother me. Well, I'm not an insecure guy. So I don't really care if they're checking her out. And a certain amount of flirting is fine as well. If you have an attractive partner, other people are still going to find them attractive. Checking out and flirting are very different things. I assume my wife gets checked out quite often. But I also like to think that most men wouldn't flirt with a married woman. I have more important things to worry about in life. Like, what's new on Reddit? Yeah. But also, you don't need to assume something is the case if you're seeing it for yourself. Not a whole lot of other reasons to stare at a woman's bazongas or booty if you're not checking her out and they haven't been used to bludgeon your face.